Like a well-crafted reality show, the Trump transition is shifting scene. From the hustle and bustle of the big city to the country estate of the president-elect, where this weekend Donald Trump played the gracious host to a parade of cabinet prospects. This is not your usual transition. Years past, all the work was done behind closed doors, the interviews private, off camera. But not this time. There's the president-elect welcoming Mitt Romney, discussing world affairs, letting bygones be bygones. He's being talked about as Secretary of State, all smiles and handshakes after the meeting. There's General James Mattis, the Marine Corps legend, being considered for Secretary of Defense, making quite an impression.
He's just a brilliant, wonderful man. What a career, and we're going to see what happens. But he is the real deal.
But before we get too swept away by Act Two, we need to press pause, rewind. Because this week we learned a lot about the next president. The bottom line, the man who is no stranger to controversy throughout the campaign will continue to court it. 3 moves this week in particular, enraging some liberals, cheered by Trump's base. We'll dig into that with Trump's new chief of staff, Reince Priebus, former CIA Director General Hayden, and our own Pierre Thomas in a moment. But first, what we learned this week.
You will be so proud of your president. You'll be so proud.
First lesson, to the victor goes the spoils. And for those who passed Trump's loyalty test, the rewards are huge.
Jeff, come up. Where's Jeff? Get over here, Jeff.
There's the early endorser, Senator Jeff Sessions.
Donald, welcome to my hometown, Mobile, Alabama.
Sessions stuck with Trump throughout the campaign, through the highs and lows, even after that Access Hollywood tape.
You're exaggerating a little bit, and I don't know that he said he did that against their will. That's what I'm saying.
His reward? The Justice Department. Trump's other picks so far, loyalists who share his worldview. Reince Priebus gets chief of staff. Steve Bannon, Trump's chief strategist in the White House. Mike Flynn, national security advisor. And Congressman Mike Pompeo gets the CIA. A second lesson for Trump, it's family first.
This is the moment, and Donald Trump is the person to make America great again.
While we don't yet know if they will have formal roles in the White House, Trump's family appears to be wielding enormous influence in the transition. Ivanka and her husband Jared Kushner are the power couple to watch. Here he is strolling the White House grounds with Obama's chief of staff. And Ivanka, right there this week for Trump's first meeting with a head of state. A third lesson of the week, Trump will be Trump, so get used to it. We saw that Friday night in New York at the Broadway show Hamilton, where there was some boos for Vice President-elect Pence. And an unusual direct appeal from the cast.
We are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us.
So the president-elect who made this promise during the campaign...
I'm going to be so presidential that you people will be so bored.
...couldn't help firing back with a tweet storm. The theater must always be a safe and special place. The cast of Hamilton was very rude last night to a very good man, Mike Pence. Apologize. And the fourth lesson, the election didn't settle the argument. In fact, we could be at the beginning of a long political and cultural war. Trump's headline picks already taking heat. Flynn's under fire for calling Islam a cancer, and his tweet that fear of Muslims is rational. Bannon already defending himself against charges of anti-Semitism and racism. And Sessions, who 30 years ago was rejected by the Senate Judiciary Committee for a federal judgeship.
I am not a racist. I am not insensitive to blacks. I have supported civil rights activity in my state.
Denying those charges to this day. The next Senate Democratic leader, Chuck Schumer, told me Sessions will get some hard questions.
These are troubling things, and the only fair thing to do is ask a lot of questions, very thorough questions, and then make an opinion.